Hi, I'm Skyler. Welcome to AgamidCG, and today is day 20 of my 30-day sculpting challenge. Today's prompt is a stylized character. Wow, day 20. That's 2/3 of the challenge done. I honestly didn't think I would get this far. I've been doing a lot of anatomy studies and human-related stuff, and to sit down at the end of the day and do a lot of studying, structural analysis and measurement and things like that to do something more fundamental is sometimes draining. So I thought that I would switch to something that's a little bit more fun. So I figured a stylized sculpt would be perfect for today. I generated a random prompt and I ended up with this stylized goblin-y lizardish character. I only grabbed a few references. I just wanted to see the general direction of where I was going, and I wanted to see if I had actually improved on some skills and to see how far I could go with the things I've been studying. One of the challenges with stylized sculpts is that you really have to keep things clean and smooth. You can't just hide behind a bunch of clay bumps everywhere, unless you're intentionally going for a clay look. I started with a sphere and focused on the head for a while, working out the general shape and snout. Then I pulled out the neck, body, legs, and arms pretty quickly using the Move Brush and Sculptris Pro, just to get everything nice and established. The proportions were off early on, and they kind of stayed that way throughout the sculpt. Something like Z-spheres probably would have helped here, but after my last experience, I was kind of worried that I'd spend the entire hour just setting them up, so I avoided them this time. I kept things fairly rough, mostly just blocking in features so they existed, even if they weren't quite in the right place yet. I carved in the eye sockets, added some nostrils, and then opened the mouth, which actually turned out way better than my baby kaiju attempt. It took a bit of time to get the head feeling even remotely appealing, but once I added some brows and pupils, it started to come together. I added some chunky teeth and a tongue, and then I rushed to throw in features like the abdomen, back, feet, and hands, and those areas aren't really sculpted so much as present. And then time was up. The unfinished body and the off proportions was really bothering me, especially when it felt like the head was starting to get somewhere, even though it was missing things like the hair and the ears. So afterwards, I spent a little bit of extra time adding poly paint and fixing a few areas, cleaning up the hands, adjusting proportions slightly, and just making the character feel a bit more complete. And I was definitely happier with it after that. I know the 1 hour timeline is really to force me to focus on the big primary shapes in the silhouette. Basically, to be in a position where if I wanted to continue with this, I would already be in a good place. I'm still struggling with this mindset, but I think after an hour, I was in a pretty good place and it is starting to resemble the reference. I am starting to find that I have a little bit of energy after doing the sculpt and I want to start pushing things further and diving into detail. And I think it's sort of like when you exercise, you start to have a little bit more energy and the exercise or the workout is less draining and you have a little bit more room to continue with other things. So I think that's a sign that this studying and consistency is actually doing something. And even if my art isn't improving, my ability to keep doing the art is improving. And that's something that I didn't really think about. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you have any ideas for things I should sculpt next in the future or for my next upcoming sculpts or feedback on how I can improve, throw it in the comments. I would love to hear it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and I'll see you on day 21.